Most runs are super simple. You just follow the lead guide down. We always have a lead guide and a tail guide. The first set of buddies wants to just follow like this, around about 20-30 meters behind the lead guide. You want to give them enough room so that if the lead guide needs to suddenly stop, you've got enough time to stop in front of the lead guide. You always want to keep the lead guide's tracks in sight, so you're always staying in touch with the group. That's really important. You can see most of the way down the lead guide's making some noises like yeah, oh, woohoo, just so you've got more of an idea where the guide is going. At some point the lead guide is going to stop, either because they're just getting tired or maybe there's a hazard. But it's super important that you always stop above the lead guide. When we ski avalanche terrain and check it out, it's a different story altogether. We must ski spaced out or one at a time rather than as a group. In this case, the lead guide may go ahead and ski cut slopes or do some testing, but they'll go first and check things out. In this case, the lead guide is setting a border, and the lead guide then wants everybody to stay to the skier's left of his track. In ski guiding, when the guide's giving instructions left or right, it always means skier's left or right. That means facing down the hill, what is the left or right? We'll go over a few examples of setting borders and what the guide might do. This example, you can see the guide track in red, and then the blue tracks are the guest tracks. So the guide has asked all the guests to add on to the skier's left. In this example, the guide has put in a track and then asked everybody to stay to the skier's right of his track. In the next example, you can see the guide has put a 4-line track down the ridge, and then at a certain point about here has cut hard to the skier's right. The guide has then asked all the guests to stay to the skier's right of the track and also stay above the traverse track at the bottom. These are complicated instructions. Typically, a guide wouldn't do this unless he's worked with a group for quite a long time. When there's no avalanche risk, like in this run, it's super simple. Everybody can come down in teams of 2, nicely spaced so we're not crashing into each other, and just have a good time. On this next run, it's steep enough to avalanche, but you can see we're sending off the next person with some sort of reasonable spacing. If we do that, the guide will really be very clear on what sort of spacing that they're looking for. And every time, the last person in the group to ski down is our tail guide. In this case, on this big slope, you can see Felix is starting to make his way down. You can see he's actually skiing very conservatively. He's a great skier. He's won a World Cup race in Super G, but he's going very carefully. Largely because he knows that if somebody has to go back up and help him, it's going to take a long time.